This is a pre-hike intro for my Pacific Crest Trail hike coming up in 2024. Here it is late March and I've just printed out my permit and I'm a couple weeks away from hiking starting the hike in mid-April. So why am I doing this? A lot of people have some profound reason they want to find themselves or make some kind of life discovery. My reasons are just a little bit more simple. Been backpacking for about 25 years across the West. Done a few smaller through hikes, including the John Muir Trail, 211 miles, and the 165-mile Tower Rim Trail. Countless hikes throughout the Sierras. Every time we cross the Pacific Crest Trail or hike along it, I've always dreamed of what it would be like to hike the entire thing in one shot. So this is the time. It's really perfect timing for me life-wise. Retired a couple years ago, so I have the time and financial freedom to do something like this. I'll be doing it solo. My wife has accompanied me on previous hikes, but she can't make this hike. But it works out well because she'll be able to tend things around the house, and I've got my nephew staying with us to keep her company while I'm gone. So overall, it's just perfect timing for this point in my life. Some people might be wondering, what is the Pacific Crest Trail? It is a continuous trail starting at the Mexican border in Campo, California, going up to the Canadian border. It's about 2,650 miles and pretty much traverses the mountain ranges and some of the most remote areas across California, Oregon, and Washington. I'm expecting this hike to take somewhere around 5 months, give or take. Hoping to finish up in mid-September, try and get all the way up to Canada before the snows hit in the Northern Cascades, and hopefully try and avoid some of the wildfires in late summer. Throughout that time, I'll probably be resupplying in towns every 3 to 8 days. My hope is to create a video as I go along about once every resupply. The intent is just to capture the experience. I'm doing this pretty much for myself, just so I can reflect back afterwards. Also as a way for friends and family to keep tabs on me. But anyone else that's interested and wants to share an experience is more than welcome to. Feel free to subscribe if you want to, but I'm not looking for any followers or have no intention on having a popular YouTube channel. I will note this is neither me nor my wife who's going to be doing the editing. Have done videos in the past, so these will probably be low production value. Don't expect or if you're looking for anything high production value, there's a ton of other videos out there. So feel free to check those out. I will share with you a brief gear and food overview. Neither of these will be in depth for planning purposes, but it's really just to give an idea of some of the gear I'll be taking and some of the food I'll be eating. Towards the end of April will be the first trail videos. So we'll see you then. Happy trails. So what about food on the trail? Basic food strategy is you carry as many calories as you can, as light as you can. Obviously, while trying to get the right mix of calories and protein, fat, and carbs. But you want to go light, which means basically dry and dehydrated food. Here around you see I've got about 3 weeks of food. My basic resupply strategy is to resupply from home. I'm fortunate that I live in San Diego, so I'm probably within an hour of the first 130 or 40 miles of the trail. Plus, I'm hoping if things work out, I can stay with some friends up in Idlewild. So I should be able to use this to resupply me probably all the way through Big Bear. And then I'm planning on sending 1 box up to Kennedy Meadows to start the Sierras. Since I got to start or send a bear can, might as well fill it full of food. everywhere else in the desert and north, I'll just pick up along the way in the various trail towns. Might have my wife send me something up in Washington or Oregon, but we'll figure that out as we go. So about 3 weeks worth of food. For dinners, I've got some, leftover freeze-dried backpacking meals from previous trips. Be using those, be supplementing those with basic backpacking or through hikers food. So we've got standard mashed potatoes, ramen noodles, supplement with either tuna or chicken or pork. That kind of carries me forward for all the dinners. Might do a few rice, refried beans, dried, or couscous. You can throw a little bit of taco seasoning and maybe some Fritos to add a little bit of crunch. Each of the dinners, I'll probably be adding, I'll take some olive oil, obviously, in a smaller, lighter weight container, but olive oil, great sort of fat, and you can't beat the calories per ounce. So I'm trying to add a little bit of that every meal. For lunches, a lot of times just do tortillas, find something to top that. It could be peanut butter, hummus, whatever you can find, avocado. Snacking a lot during the day. So I've got, a variety of Bobo's bars or Cliff bars, Lennon and Larry bars, you name it, all kinds of bars, trail mix. Snickers bars, what have you, throughout the day. For breakfast, I'm going to try a breakfast mix, basically consisting of oatmeal. We'll throw in some carnation instant breakfast mix, some chia seeds, do some peanut butter powder, and some Nido, dried whole milk. Probably cold soak that overnight, and in the morning throw in some nuts or some dried fruit, and that'll get me going in the morning every day. I'm thinking probably start off with maybe 3,000 to 3,500 calories a day at the beginning. After a couple weeks on the trail and you build up your trail hunger, that'll probably go up to 3,500 or 4,000, maybe north of that. It's basically how much you can carry. Okay, so let's talk about gear. But before we start, two things I forgot to mention in the food section was a couple supplements I'm taking. A big part of the trail is hydration. So hydration is not just all about drinking enough water, but you gotta keep your electrolytes in balance. So my primary strategy is to take this electrolyte powder, mix this with water, probably do that daily during the hot sections, during the desert section, Northern California, Oregon, and then I'll supplement that with, I got these salt tabs, electrolyte tablets. These things only weigh like 1 gram a piece. The other item that I'm just starting this trip, I've not done before, is to take protein recovery powder. You do that at the end of the day, helps your muscles recover, especially after hard days. So what kind of gear am I bringing? I was kind of surprised since I've done quite a bit of backpacking. We've done multiple through hikes, a couple week-long through hikes. So I thought I had all my gear pretty well dialed in. What surprised me was the amount of gear I've purchased just for this trip. I probably purchased close to 20 new pieces of gear. A few pieces have worn out, but a lot of the gear has just evolved and gotten better over the years. So I'll point out some of the new pieces of gear that I have. But here's my pack. This is one of the new pieces of gear. It's a Gossamer Gear G420. Still kind of seeing if I like this or not. It's very similar to my original GVP G4 pack that I've had for probably 15, 20 years. and that thing served me well, so we'll see how this does. A little bit heavier, but it's got better padding and it carries the weight a little bit more comfortably. So at this age, I think that's a good trade-off. So let's see what's in the pack. We'll start with on the side. I've got a Gossamer Gear tent. This is the one tent. As for hydration, we'll go with smart water bottles, or soda bottles instead of hydration bladders. So I'll probably carry close to 4 liters through most of the desert. There's a couple sections I might need 5 or 6, and then in the Sierras I'll probably dial that back to 2 or 3 liters. There's just water everywhere in the Sierras. Also part of the water strategy, pretty common approach is a Sawyer squeeze filter. Used Aquamura chemical treatment in the past, but I think this will be better for the longer through hike. I've got Sawyer squeeze filter, CNOC dirty water bottle, very easy to scoop up water out of streams or ponds. This attaches right to the filter. A little coupler. This will just attach the filter right to the smart water bottle, and that'll allow you to just have a drip filter. If you don't want to sit there squeezing it all. This also allows you to, it's just a cut-off water bottle funnel that allow me to mix up the drinks, the protein powder or the electrolyte mix. I'll probably get a smaller one of these. This is a 2-liter water bottle cut off. Probably use a small soda bottle or water bottle. Also on the outside, got a little poop kit. So if you need, this is an old style trowel. They have newer, smaller aluminum trowels, but I already have this. This works well. This is to dig cat holes. Something new I'm trying this trip. Instead of carrying, toilet paper and then having to pack that out, which you don't necessarily have to do on the East Coast, but on the Pacific Crest Trail, you got to pack that out all the way through. So instead, I think I'm going to try backcountry bidet. Attach this to a water bottle, and you just use this instead of toilet paper, and that'll save, having to carry toilet paper in and out. Also got some hand sanitizer and a little bit of soap in here. Oh, inside the pack, got a food bag. With the food bag, especially for the desert sections, I'll probably just use a odor-proof bag, because there's no really place to hang your food. So using an odor-proof bag, hopefully will keep the rodents away. Most people don't have problems, but occasionally they do. So it's a pretty light bag. We'll see how that works. As far as the cooking situation, got a cook pot. I think this is 600 milliliter pot. One nice thing it has, it's got a little neoprene sleeve for insulation, helps things rehydrate. It's got a nice lid that will seal if you put it one way, or if you got boiling water, you can just use that to have it seal. As far as the stove, an isobutane stove. This is a canister. This is a mid-sized canister. I'll pick up on the smaller 4-ounce canisters, save a little bit of weight. You use the canister here, and then this is about the smallest, lightest weight stove that you can find. It's a cheap Chinese knockoff, but it only weighs less than an ounce. And people have used these through hiking thousands of miles without problem. BRS 3000 stove. This just attaches right on top. Easy peasy. I'm going to use a mini Bic lighter to light it. And I'm going to try a small windscreen. This is just made out of a aluminum beer can. You can use a rock or sleeping pad or something to block wind. This is extremely light. We'll see how this works. Maybe I'll ditch this. We'll see. As far as clothes, you got a Frog Tog poncho for a rain poncho. One of the new pieces I've got is a Alpha Direct hoodie. This thing, super warm, regulates heat real well, only weighs a little bit more than 4 ounces. So this is a significant weight savings over my last fleece. I'm going to bring a pair of gloves. Might send these home, after the Sierras. I think through the desert and the Sierras, I might use these. Pretty lightweight gloves, but I'll take these at least for part of the trip. I've got beanie, but I'm thinking with my hoodie and my puffy jacket, probably won't need this. So right now I'm thinking I'll probably leave this at home. But if I need it, I've got a hoodie. Got a pair of sleep socks. General strategy is take 2 pairs of socks for hiking, and then 1 pair, clean pair always for sleeping, while your hiking socks can dry out overnight. And then this is a second pair of darn tough socks for hiking. Extra pair of underwear. And then this is just a very lightweight pack towel. Use this for drying off a tent, clean out your cook gear, or wherever you need a lightweight towel. This thing, super light, very absorbent. And last piece for cooking. Not sure if I'm going to use this or not, but I've got a Talenti jar. Use this for cold soaking. Probably cold soaking oatmeal every morning. Not sure right now I plan on cooking dinners, but if I want to ditch the stove for a while and not carry fuel, I can use this for rehydrating food and just cold soaking food. So I might play around with this a little bit, or I might just ditch it. We'll see how it goes. I got a little ditty bag just for small items, miscellaneous stuff. Inside here, got bug net, very important. Going to need this up definitely Northern California, Oregon. Sometimes the Sierras, mosquitoes can be rough. I always carry bug net. Use this for going in town. Super lightweight wallet, just weighs a fraction of an ounce. Use this for a credit card, cash, so forth. And just in here, I carry a pair of earplugs. Need this if you're staying in hostels or in a large group or near a road or a train that you sleep at night. Also in here, I've got just a plastic spoon. Most people use titanium. This is just as light, maybe even a shade lighter than titanium. I just use a long-handled plastic spoon. Small toiletry bag. In the toiletry, try and keep this as light as possible. I've got a toothbrush, travel size toothpaste. I got some SPF chapstick, a little bit of sun lotion, but I probably use my clothes, so I don't need much sun lotion. I keep pretty covered up instead of use a lot of that. And then a few pills. Ibuprofen is kind of staple. Got some Tylenol, some Advil. And then finally, I've got kind of a repair kit or first aid kit. In here, I've got a patch kit for my air mattress, a couple spare washers for my filter and my stove, spare bottle cap, safety pin, some twist ties, various things for repair and first aid. Usually don't need a whole lot in first aid. I've got tape and toilet paper for Band-Aids, and you can usually make do. So that's the ditty bag. Remaining clothes. So inside my pack, you use a dry bag to keep clothes and sleeping bag dry. I've got a very lightweight Nile flume bag. I've used trash compactor bags in the past. They both work equally as well. Brand new puffy jacket, should keep you warm throughout the Sierras. Might send this home after the desert section of the Sierras. And finally, got my sleeping bag. Love this sleeping bag. It's served me well over the years. It's a Marmot Hydrogen. A little bit concerned with this trip because this is a 30-degree bag. Most people take either 20-degree bags or 10-degree bags. Because starting early in the spring, it does get cold, especially in the desert and through the Sierra section. But we'll try this out and see how this works. I've used this on the John Muir Trail. It's down below freezing, and it gets a little chilly, but it seems to work okay. I kind of subscribe to the adage of, the size of sleeping bag for the coldest night in your trail with wearing all your layers of clothes. Otherwise, you're carrying too much weight. As for electronics, I'll be using my phone for most of navigation, video, keep track of things. So I've got my Android phone, a little tripod that I'm recording this video on right now. I've got a new lightweight Nikkor headlamp, super lightweight, rechargeable. So that's a little bit better than my old one. For SOS and satellite, one of the deals with my wife was I check in with her, not only just tell her I'm okay and give her my location on the trail. Kind of the gold standard over the years has been the Garmin InReach Mini. I tried something new this year, see how this works. Motorola Defy. Just came out last year. They had a little shaky start, but they're up and running. I've been trying this out a couple times over the last couple months. Seems to work real well, and it's about a little bit more an ounce lighter than the Garmin InReach Mini, significantly cheaper. So we'll see how this goes. This pairs with my phone, so I can send text messages, or you can just use the SOS directly, either with your phone or without. So we'll take this for emergency communication. A little bit of a luxury item, but I decided to go with a small thermometer, just to keep track of high and low temperatures. Got to make sure on cold nights you usually put your electronics in your sleeping bag, and more importantly, got to keep your water filled in your sleeping bag. So this will help me keep track of highs and lows throughout the day. To keep everything charged, I've got a 10,000 milliamp battery pack. So this should last me about a week between resupplies. I'll charge it in town. In town, when I need to charge it, I got a new charging brick. I think this is a 40-watt dual port charger, so I can charge both my battery pack and my phone very quickly in town. And I've got two USB-C. Everything's USB-C. So I got two cables. Also the phone for music. I'll be using the old style wired headphones. A lot of people like the Bluetooth earbuds, but it's just one less thing to charge and one less thing to worry about. And finally, got an old style fanny pack. You can just use this for little miscellaneous things, but it comes in really handy when you go in town and you leave your pack back at a hotel room or hostel, and you can carry all your charging needs and miscellaneous things around town. Not real fashionable, but everyone uses these on the trail. One last thing that I'm still kind of on the fence with is if I want to take some Tyvek. I usually don't use a ground cloth with my tent, but a lot of people like cowboy camping out under the stars without a tent. So this will be used to protect your air mattress. We'll see if I actually need that or not. That reminds me, I forgot to put my air mattress in here. I've got a Thermarest Neolite inflatable pad. That gives much more comfort than the closed style foam pads. And then to supplement that, as part of my pack, this is a frameless pack. So I swapped out it's got a closed cell foam pad, just to give a little bit of structure and comfort. I tossed that, and I've got a Gossamer Gear Thin Light pad. So this serves multiple purposes. This gives, like I said, a little bit of structure to my backpack, but it's an 1/8-inch closed cell foam pad. Use that, gives a little bit better protection under your air mattress. And then you can just pull this out and use it as a sit pad throughout the day, so you're not sitting on a wet log or get a tree sap on your pants or what have you. So this thing, super light and serves multiple purposes. So that's all the gear I'll be carrying on my back. So as far as clothes, I'll be using lightweight trail runners. These are a pair of Brooks. I took these down out on my shakedown hike, worked very well. Probably go through about 5 pairs of these shoes. But we'll start off with these. Obviously I already mentioned Darn Tough socks. Real popular hiking sock, comes with lifetime warranty. So I've got 2 pairs of these, wear one, pack one. Got a pair of gaiters. These keep dirt, sand, and small rocks out of your shoes. Check these out. These are the Night Owl Motif. So wear a pair of gaiters. Like I mentioned, I don't like doing a lot of sunscreen. So I've got an old school pair of convertible pants. These can go either pants or shorts. Most of the time I just wear pants. Keeps the sun off the legs. If it gets real hot, I can zip the legs off and they just become a pair of shorts. Most people just wear running shorts, but I've hiked with these for years and this works for me. Another new thing I'm going to try this year is a sun hoodie. Usually I've had just the button down sun shirt, which works well. May switch back to that, but at least for the desert, I'm going to start with a sun hoodie. This has long sleeve sun protection, covers your neck, your ears, so you don't need a lot of sunscreen. Not sure if we're going to carry this or not, but I got buff, so there's a lot of purposes. You can wear this over your face, around your head, use it to dry off your tent, just multi-purpose piece of clothing. And then I've got a bandana. So I'll probably take either the buff or the bandana. They're a little bit redundant, so I'll figure that out. A lot of people like ball caps. They're a little bit more stylish. Especially starting off, I'll probably just wear a floppy hat. This is better for sun protection and protects your neck and your ears a little bit better. We'll be wearing for the first time, I've got sun gloves. I notice on the John Muir Trail, the back of your hands just really get fried. They're out all day long holding your hiking poles. So I've got a pair of sun gloves. I'll be wearing these at least the first 1,000 miles or so, maybe the whole trail. And then finally, a pair of Lucky hiking poles, and I've got duct tape wrapped around one of them. Use these all day long for hiking, but they also provide the pole supports for the tent to keep the pack weight down on the tent. So that's all the gear that I'll be carrying on my back and wearing throughout the trip. You do need to carry a few more items once you get up in the mountains. Going to the Sierras, bear canisters are required. So I've got several bear canisters. For those old timers, they got one of the old school Garcias. These things are simple, work great, but they are heavy. I think this thing weighs 44 ounces. So people really don't like carrying these. Comparable to these, which most people carry, is a Bear Vault, either a BV 500 or BV 475. They're a little bit lighter weight and a little bit better opening, but they're still heavy. They're still, I think, 41 ounces for the BV 500. So got one of these, but I'm not going to use this. I do have an Ursack. This is a Kevlar flexible bag. This one has an aluminum insert. You can use these up in Washington, but through the Sierras, I don't think they're allowed anymore in the Sierras. I've used them in the past. Very lightweight, works well, not against rodents though. They do have another version that has a little bit better rodent protection, but you can't really carry these in the Sierras anyway. So probably won't be using this. What I do plan on using is this thing. So this is a homemade bear canister. It was a friend of a friend. So once again, thanks Judy. I've been carrying this thing for probably 15 or 20 years. It is made out of Kevlar, molded. This thing is just about the same capacity of a Garcia or a BV 500, but it weighs 20 ounces less than the Garcia. This thing only weighs, I think, 28 or 29 ounces. It's got a lid, and one downside, it does take 4 screws, so it's a little bit harder to open, but for a pound of weight savings, I'll deal with a few screws. I've been using this thing, like I said, for 15, 20 years. Had several encounters with bears up in the Sierras, and it's held up like a champ. So it's probably not on the official approved bear canister list, but it's been tried and true. So this is going to be my bear canister through the Sierras. And this year, you got to take it all the way up, I think, north of Lake Tahoe. So this will get some mileage starting Kenny Meadows. Final thing you need up in the Sierras, maybe a little bit sooner, are some microspikes. Keep my eye on what the snow situation is around San Jacinto. Might see a little bit more up Mount Baden-Powell, but more than likely, given an early June start date, we'll need microspikes going to the Sierras. So I'll be getting these up in Kenny Meadows, maybe around San Jacinto. We'll see what the snow's like. Last thing I've not gotten is an ice axe. We'll see how it goes there. I was hoping to get away without one, but it looks like with the recent rain and snow, we've been getting late season. I will most likely need an ice axe, so I'll probably buy one of those up in Kenny Meadows. So that is it. Almost forgot, we were talking all about gear, and I forgot to talk about weight. So base pack weight, I've got down right around 11 pounds. That's base weight is without food, water, or fuel. So I've gotten my pack weight down pretty low. Could go lower, but I'm pretty happy with an 11-pound base weight. Up in the Sierras, that'll probably be another maybe 3 pounds, 4 pounds on top of that, so maybe 15 pounds base weight. And then with food, water, and fuel, it'll vary anywhere from the upper teens to maybe mid 20 pounds, 20, 27 pounds, somewhere around that range. But obviously try and keep it as low as possible. So that's it for the Pacific Crest Trail introduction. Start the trail in a few days now. Probably try and post about once every resupply stop, every maybe 3 to 8 days. We'll try and get something up. Probably look for that starting around late April. We'll see you out on the trail. Thanks, everyone.